multi-exclusive dimensional being Kyle with another exclusive. Today's video is going to be about how to beat a court case. Because in this world, this times that we in, I see a whole lot of people, places, and things saying they got caught. They how to beat a court case and all the circumstances and situations that they pretty much taken upon. So it's one thing to understand and understand that the world we live in and the people that basically run this world, as far as what they push out and create, you don't have to believe in their shit. You don't have to agree to their terms and conditions. You don't have to agree or abide by their laws. We got our own way of basically doing this. We got our own principles. We got our own way of carrying out what we gonna do and what we gonna pretty much abstract in his life. So at the end of the day, it's a fucked up circumstance situation. But you gotta know, as a spirit, as an individual, you are in control of your life. You are basically doing this, and you are gonna act out in these natures. So it's very important to make sure you in the right state of being, especially when you're on the term of basically taking care of these circumstances and situations that may pop up in your life. Because you need to understand and understand that it's very important to know that when you're going to these circumstances, situations, or you're putting yourself in this predicament, it's all about the state of being and the awareness you're in. And of course, if you're in the wrong state of mind or wrong state of awareness, you're going to basically play out in these natures, and you may just pretty much put yourself in a circumstance, situation, a catastrophic event to basically put you in turmoil and trials and tribulations. So it's very important to make sure you're in the right state of mind and you not on this phase of basically getting washed up under the motherfucking current, because basically this can fuck people, places, and things. And this may not always be in your best interest when you basically play out these natures and shit. So it's very important to make sure that you get this right. Because remember, when you go in that courtroom, you got to be prepared for everything. And already, these motherfuckers is already against you at the end of the day. They already got the gun pointing at you. But it's up to you to basically come out on top. It don't matter who in there. The judge, it's 50-50. But remember, depending on how you playing out the scenario, remember, you're in control of this shit. It's not about what the judge says, you feel me? It's about what you're pushing out. It's about what you're actually dishing out. So if you're dishing out and being in that guilt program, then that's what the fuck you're going to receive. Guiltiness. You're going to be receiving guilt. You're going to be playing out these energies. These motherfuckers going to check you up there, then it's going to play down as a representation down here too. Remember, just because you see police and the judge in this motherfucking world, that don't mean they doing this shit up there. Because what you're doing down here is what you're doing up there, spiritual wise. So you need to understand that shit too. As above, as below, as within, as without. So that's what's going on. So at the end of the day, it's up to you on what you're going to do. You're going to basically go out and scared and knowing that you're not ready for this shit, or you're going to play that spectrum. And that's another thing with these disclaimers too. If you don't believe in your power, it's going to be used against you in some way, shape, or form. So it's very important to make sure you're in the right state of awareness too when you're acting out these natures. So first thing first, when it comes to you beating a court case, you got to be ready. For me, you can do this on many terms. You can do, depending on how strong you is, how strong of a spirit you is. For me, you can basically, one, get you some pen and paper, write down on paper, I will win this court case. I will beat this court case. I will get this court case on my terms. I will make sure this played out on my spectrum. And of course, you gotta really mean this shit too. You gotta smile. You gotta actually put good energy into this, because what you're putting on the paper is what's gonna reflect in that courtroom, especially on how you pretty much pushing this out. You can do that with the paper, or you can wear certain crystals and certain gemstones and shit like that too, depending on how it plays out too. Especially if you're able to wear this shit or not. Because it's different when you go in the courtroom. Everything is like pretty much different. Like everything play out a different aspect. So depending on how that circumstance situation play out, that's how it plays. So get your pen and paper ready, get your ritual and spell ready. Basically, that's what you need to do. Because when it comes down to that day, these things gotta basically have good amount of energy into it, and positive energy. And energy of you already basically won the court case. That's the energy, that's the vibration that you gotta be in. You can't be in a vibration like, oh shit, yada yada yada. You know how many people, places, and things basically went to the court case with negative frequency, vibration, energy. You know how many ghosts is in there? It's in a holistic nature too. And basically, you're already being practiced witchcraft, sorcery, and all that shit on you. Especially when they make you do certain things and shit. Oh, do you by the means are you guilty? Do you plead guilty, or whatever you say will be used against you? Yada yada yada. Do you swear on the behalf of not telling it? Like that's another program too. Who the fuck said? Who the fuck said you had to tell the truth? Who the fuck said you had to do it? You don't got to do none of that shit. I mean, you just got to be ready and prepared. So now, when it comes to this circumstance situation, so it's only dealing with mind, body, and soul, and a strong spirit. So basically, of course, what you need to do is get right with the program, because what you do is what you need to focus on. Is basically as soon as you get in there, before you get to the courtroom or court building, whatever, you gotta get right with yourself. So make sure you meditate too. It's very important to make sure you clear out all that shit, because you're going to be having a whole lot of weight on your mind and shit. And this shit is going to create more weight. So you got to have a clear mind, clarity, clairvoyance. You can do that. When you get to the courtroom, make sure your papers is in your pocket. Everything is initiated and created. Make sure basically you're in a good state of being. You're in a good state of awareness. You ain't got on your mind, oh, I may not beat this court case, or I may get a ticket, or I may get fined, or I may do time, yada yada. No matter if you did it, no matter if you killed somebody, no matter what the fuck this scenario, this shit will always work. Have it on your mind, body, and soul. You already want it. Make sure you don't get washed up under the current. First thing first, before you go in that room, do a 360. 360 is like the sun and the moon, the rotation, how I basically pick up influences. Now look, people places things in there with negative energy. So if you basically agreeing to the terms and conditions, you're throwing that shit on you. Now basically when you do your 360, you're detaching from all that shit. So basically they can't plug nothing against you. They can't get you with shit. They can't get you with certain programs and certain shit that'll put guilt and fear in you. They can't do that shit. They gotta try again. And the more they keep trying, the more you're basically unique and aware. You're not allowing them to basically take over your mind, body, and soul. The better it plays out. So of course, you do 360 before you go in the building. Of course, when you get to the metal detectors, or basically when they check you, or when you go in the elevator or go up the stairs, no matter where you go, these are the same negative energies that's gonna be playing out as traits. Make sure you do your 360 again. Spin to the left, spin to the right. Then boom, before you go in the courtroom, spin to the left, spin to the right. This way, when they play out to the spectrum, when the judge see you, yeah, I get to the circumstance situation, y'all get to the protocols. No matter if they show the video or they got proof. Either way, if you stay in that vibration frequency of knowing that you're going to win this court case, no matter what it plays out to, you're going to win. And by any means necessary, just play out in many certain areas and circumstance situations. Whether you're at work, you might get in trouble or get written up. Play out in many ways. So basically take this into consideration and play out these energies and fractions, and basically everything will work out in your way in every way, shape, or form. And basically you got to be a very strong spirit. You got to have a very strong mind. You can't be a weak-minded person. You can't, because the energies may get uplifted, energies may get crazy and shit, but you got to stay in the right state of being and state of awareness of, okay,